Hi you guys, my name is Derrick Rashid and welcome to my channel. So here we are at the start of the new season of 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. We already know all these couples. If you don't know these couples, I definitely left a quick recap of their journeys in a previous video, and yeah, so watch that. That said, we're just going to go in and break down each couple or singular person because we do have two of those now for some reason. Let's go. The episode opens with Colt, who is in his garage working out, trying to get his new body going. Here for it, go ahead, do what you do, sir. Then Debbie comes out. My question is, why aren't they on Smothered? Like, I feel like they're on the wrong TV show now at this point. There is no more 90 Day Fiance for them because he's not engaged or married to anyone. So, Smothered, Colt, Debbie, TLC, make it happen. After we get over the little awkward moments of their conversations that we all feel, Debbie says to Colt the most profound thing that I think everyone should know. Get to know yourself before you bring someone else into your life to try to love you. Colt tells us about his new love interest, which is a woman named Jess, who's also from Brazil. And she is living in Chicago, so he flies out there. But he doesn't tell Debbie where he's going or who he's going with or to meet. So Colt and Jess meet up at a sports bar, it seems like, and basically they're just chit-chatting, having a little date kind of situation. They've met before, so things aren't as awkward. We get this feistiness from Jess, and she's a go-getter. She knows what she wants, and apparently she wants Colt. So Colt proposes that maybe they just need to go back to his hotel room and get things started. There's just something about Colt that rubs me the wrong way. I get this really predatory vibe from him when it comes to women. We saw it with Larissa, with him always wanting to be physical with her. Whatever, they can be forward with each other as long as they like it. I'm here for it. I will say this though, I'm not sold on Jess yet because she makes it pretty obvious that she wants to stay in the States. So I don't know if she's in it for Colt or if she's in it for the green card. I will reserve my judgment. She hasn't really given me any information to swing either way, except for the fact when they were in the cab ride, she did kind of get angry at the fact that Colt's mom doesn't know about her and he deliberately didn't tell her. I guess that's a point in the bucket of love, I guess. And the fact that they're already saying they love each other and they only met twice, how much conversation, how much FaceTime, how much interaction has happened for them to be throwing the L word so quick. So we get introduced to Angela, but our introduction to Angela is her and Skyla at a dance class and she's twerking. Why? After the dance class, her and Skyla sit down and she's like, Skyla, so in order for anything to progress with Michael, I'm thinking I should just go over to Nigeria and marry him there and then try to come back on the spousal visa. And I'm gonna need somebody to sign as a witness for my wedding. And surprise, you're going to Nigeria. And Skyla's like, wait, no, I'm not. I don't even care for your relationship. I don't know this guy, so I'm not gonna go over to Nigeria and sign for something that I truly don't believe in. What you should do, mother, is you should reach out to a lawyer who understands Nigerian laws and understand their customs and their policies on things regarding marriage, because you really don't know what you're stepping into. And I'm like, Skyla, somebody in this family got some brains. Angela and Michael have a video chat, and it is in this video chat that we discover that Angela now has a house. Definitely an upgrade from where they were. It's Angela, her 6, 7, 8, 9 grandchildren, her daughter Skyla, her mother, I believe that's it, all living in this one house. So in this video chat, we also get a tour of this house. Then Michael's phone rings. I don't I don't have an iPhone. I don't video chat often. If I'm using my phone for something and someone else calls, I don't think my ringer is audible. So anyway, Michael apparently gets a phone call and it's a personalized ringer, and Angela flips her wig and she goes off about, who is that on your phone? I don't even have a personalized ringtone. I've heard your phone ring, blah, 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 blah. So she speeds through this tour of the house and then she hangs up on him because she's that done with it. And Michael calls back, as Michael does, which is why he's probably still in the situation that he's in, because he's aiming for this green card. He wants his citizenship and he's gonna fight for it. So she answers. And she proceeds to tell him that, oh, now I understand why Skylar isn't all on board for our relationship, and everything just makes sense now, and I need to look into a lawyer, and I don't trust you. And the way I feel about it, as most people should feel about it, just because it's the normal thing to do. If you don't feel like you trust your partner, why are you actively pursuing a marriage with this partner? Make it make sense, because to me it don't make sense. If I don't trust you, I'm not gonna marry you. I'm not gonna actively fight, one, to try to get you over here if I don't trust you, knowing that I'm gonna be responsible for you. Two, go over to your country and marry you over there. We also find out that Angela is on her period, and she's excited about that because it's been a while since she's had a period. But last time we had any knowledge about Angela's entire womb situation was when we found out that she only had one egg remaining. And I'm no doctor, but the menstruation cycle, isn't that releasing of the egg in the uterine wall if it has not been fertilized? So I think it's safe to assume that Angela's really not going to have a baby, at least not with her own egg. We catch up with Andre and Elizabeth, and we find out one key thing, that Andre still doesn't have a job. They've been married for 3 years. He does not have a job. He is a stay-at-home father, and Libby's working back for her father again. Speaking of her father, the two of them, well, the three of them, because of the baby, have to go over to, I'm assuming, her parents' house or her father's house. Don't even know if they're married or not. And celebrate his birthday. It's his birthday celebration. So they arrive late. We come into the house, and there's already a little bit of bickering prior to them getting there, just for them being late. The family decides to go ahead and start eating as they're coming in. And the food didn't even look good, but that's neither here nor there. Andre surprises everyone, including Libby, that they're gonna have a wedding in Moldova in about a month, and they're all invited. So obviously the family is freaking out because, one, the time frame is extremely short to be traveling internationally, and how are we gonna pay for it? Because Andre doesn't have a job, and Libby's dad is obviously concerned that he's going to get stuck with a bill, as he has several other times in very roundabout ways. Libby's father throws out a very honest question because of this time constraint, that if they aren't able to make this happen as far as their family traveling over to Moldova, will that be taken into consideration and possibly move the date or anything? And Andre throws out this crazy proverb that says something about, the football field doesn't wait on the players, the game's still gonna go on. So basically he's like, whether you're there or not, the wedding's gonna happen. Sorry about it. After this celebration has ended, Andre and Libby bicker back and forth about the entire situation of him bringing it up, and apparently it's not even like a finalized thing. They're just in the beginning stages, according to Libby. Andre tells Libby that it's tradition in his country, his religion, that the father of the bride pays for the wedding, and that he is not going to ask Chuck for the money. So you mean to tell me that you are supposedly planning a wedding, you also are not financing this wedding, but you don't want to speak to the person that is traditionally supposed to pay for this wedding that he just found out that's occurring in about a month. I don't know, it's just something about him is just like I can't wrap my head around it. And then he likes to play this mental warfare thing. Like, I'm sorry, you can't be the aggressor and the victim at the same time. That's not how this works. As we get introduced again to Larissa, we're a little bit surprised. We see her cleaning toilets and very like janitorial type things, and her being over dramatic, barely cleaning anything. She's just spraying things and like running away from it because apparently she's very sensitive to the smells of pee and poop. As we're seeing this, I'm thinking Larissa has a job. Somebody has a job, because Andre doesn't have a job. And we found out that she's actually wrapping up her community service. But we do notice that Larissa looks a lot different than she did in the previous season. She has gotten Botox, she's gotten her lips injected, she's gotten her cheeks filled, her chin filled, a Brazilian butt lift. She literally is a different person. If you remember on the tell-all, Larissa introduced us to her new boyfriend, Derrick, who she's no longer with. And according to Larissa, it's because they weren't having enough adult time with each other, like at all. And I'm not one to speculate on people's sexuality, but do y'all want to tell her why we think that's a thing or not? Larissa also tells us that Colt withdrew his affidavit of support, which means that she either probably needs to get someone else or she could face deportation. We shortly find out after that Larissa got a letter that says that she has to leave the country, and that's kind of all that's mentioned on that. But we do know that she asked her father for $5,000 because she doesn't have a work permit, and Colt cut off her money. And also, why do y'all go out into places all in the public and want to be on a video chat and be all loud in a very enclosed space like that? Like, can you not wait? Stop. Y'all stop doing that. Stop. And our final couple that we get introduced to on this episode is gonna be Kalani and Asuelu. We meet the couple as Kalani is picking up Asuelu from work. Again, somebody else is working. Who'd have thought? Like, everyone's getting jobs except for Andre. So they pull up into the driveway at their house, and baby Kennedy is screaming his poor little head off. Oliver's in the backseat with him, all just strapped up, and Asuelu gets out of the car and just walks in the house, leaving Kalani to wrangle up her toddler and her baby. While this bothers me so much. I was rooting for him until I saw this. Like, you literally just left your wife to deal with your children. So Kalani brings this up to him about him not helping out as much. And she just kind of wants everything to go back to them being a partnership. Him being more hands-on, them having time together as parents to keep their relationship going outside of the children. And he's like, I watch them sometimes. I'm sorry, but as a parent, you don't watch or babysit your own children. It's called raising, and you should be an active participant as their parent. So strike two. Like, I'm not here for this. I'm riding with Kalani until Asuelu proves otherwise. And on top of all of that, Kalani's parents have moved in, and I'm assuming it's to help Kalani out because Asuelu isn't, but he's annoyed at the fact that they're there, and it doesn't help that Kalani's father, Lo, still doesn't really see him in the light of being a responsible adult, being a parent, being a provider. And Asuelu's like, basically what he said to Kalani is, I work. What you do isn't hard. Like, as the mother, that's not a hard job. Being a mother is literally like the hardest thing. So I'm thankful for Kalani's parents being there, because her husband obviously isn't being as supportive as he should be. And I'm not totally on board with Lo threatening Asuelu physically if he doesn't get his act together, but I understand where the man's coming from. And I'd be kind of upset as well if my son-in-law is not carrying his weight in the relationship and he's only a yogurt boy part-time at a shop. Like, you have to do more. Raising children that you had an active part in, being the reason why these children are here. You should take care of them to your fullest extent. It doesn't seem like it's a hard concept. It really doesn't. We made it, guys. That's the end of this episode. We didn't really get too much information. We didn't meet the rest of the couples. So I'm hoping that's going to be episode 2. Follow me on socials. I have Instagram and Twitter. The handles for those are Derrick_Rashid, just like it is with this channel. Only the channel does not have the underscore. We live tweet. 90 Day Fiance is so large of a fandom that it's always trending. We're all there. We're all having a good time. We're all talking about these people because a lot of these couples are trash. And that's why we like it. So see you guys next time when we recap the second episode of 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. Bye.